Hello everyone, welcome to Alteryx videos. In this video, we are going to talk about data manipulation and output tool in Alteryx. So as we know that Alteryx is a tool that is used for the purposes of data cleaning as well, right? So what we are going to do today is actually I'm going to show you how to clean the data if inconsistencies are present using the data manipulation tool in Alteryx. Okay. So this is the sample superstore dataset that we downloaded, and as I have already told you that it is a super clean dataset. There are no inconsistencies in this dataset. So what I have done is I have introduced an inconsistency, and that is in this furniture. What I have done is I have actually added some leading white spaces in this category furniture. I have added some leading white spaces. Now let us add some more in this subcategory field. Okay, so there is this chairs. I'm just going to replace this chairs value and introduce some leading white spaces. So around 3 white spaces would be good, and replace all the values out of here. Okay, so 791 replacements were made. And this is the change that I have done to introduce some inconsistencies into our dataset and to see that how can we solve it using Alteryx. Now using Control S, let me just save this Excel file and close this Excel file. Right, so let's create a new workflow 3 over here, and just import this dataset. So let's just use this input data, and what we're going to do is connect it to a file. So this is the data set that we have and the orders sheet. Click on OK. So now as you can see, there is nothing that's being shown over here. Let's just add a browse tool. Now there is another way through adding a browse tool. That's you can just right click over here, and there is this option add browse after, and the shortcut for the same is Ctrl+Shift+B. So you can just add it and click on run. Now once you do that, what would happen is you would get this kind of a message, and of course the records would be shown over here. Okay, so the profiles are being shown over here. Now the changes we made were in the category. Okay, so let's just see the category and the subcategory right now. The changes were made in the category and the subcategory fields. Now if we just hover over this category field, there are few records that are not okay, right? The red line is being shown over here, and that is around 21.22% records that are not okay in the category field because the inconsistency is there. Similarly, in the subcategory field as well, there is 6.17 records, 6.17% records that are not okay, represented by red. So if you just show the category over here and just split the view, so over here we had been shown the category field, and here let's just go with the subcategory field. So here is the subcategory field. Okay. So now what we get, first of all, let's take a look at the category field. That is 7,000 some records are okay, but 2,121 records are not okay. Now what is the reason that these records are not okay? These are the values with leading white space. How many values? 2,121 values. Okay. Similarly, if we just talk about the subcategory over here, so we have 617 records that are not okay, represented in the red color. And what is the issue? The issue is the values with the leading white space. So these are some of the inconsistencies that would be shown into your data profile only. Okay, so how do we just get rid of these inconsistencies, right? So what you need to do is search for that particular column over here. Here as well you can see that the mark of not okay is being shown over here, represented by red, and the rest is green in category and subcategory fields. Okay, in the output pane, and the values that are inconsistent have been marked as red, and the message is the cell has leading spaces. So whatever the inconsistency is, it's been automatically shown to you by Alteryx. Now how do we manipulate it? How do we clean it? You need to select the column which has inconsistency, click on these 3 dots. Here we have the option of data cleanse. So you can just go to this data cleanse option. Just a second. And here we have remove unwanted characters, and in the remove unwanted characters, the first option is leading/trailing white space. So that means any of the leading or the trailing white spaces, if there, would be removed. So just select that option and click on apply. Now it's going to take a few seconds, and the changes would be applied. Now once the changes have been applied, you can see the red mark in the category has gone from here. We can see them all correctly. The furniture leading spaces have been removed. If you want to cross check it, let's just bring up the category field once again here. So if you see right now, OK is changed to 100%. Similarly, we can do the same thing for the subcategory field as well. We can go to subcategory, data cleanse, remove unwanted characters, leading trailing white space, and click on apply. Now again, it's going to take a few seconds and the changes would be applied. In order to cross check it, you can just go to this subcategory option over here and the OK has been changed to 100%. Now again, run the workflow. So if you again run the workflow, the inconsistencies would be introduced once again. And why is that? Because now what we are getting is we are again getting the data from input. That means Alteryx only makes changes into the format of the data that is brought in front of it, not on the original files. Okay, so that's why using the browse tool, the changes that have been made are only made onto this data that is being used in Alteryx, right? Now once we have changed the data, what we need to do is actually make use of this data, right? So what I'm going to do is output this data into an Excel file, but not onto a single sheet, into multiple sheets. So how do we do that? For this, we use the output data tool of this in-out category. So output data tool, let's just bring it up. Now what I'm going to do with this output data tool is I'm going to select the category as the criteria. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm planning to do, is actually use this category over here to output the data, right? Or basically use a segment to output the data. So what would happen is all the datas, all three separate sheets would be created, right? So if you just apply this segment, if you just take a look at the segment field, just a second. Okay, so now if we take a look at this segment, then what we are getting is that there are 3 unique values. So that means 3 different sheets would be created in the Excel file. So for this, what we need to do is go to this output tool, click on this arrow here and go to files and select file. So basically we are selecting the location where our file needs to be saved. Now provide a name for the file. Let's say output Excel. Okay, and make sure that in the save as type it is selected as an Excel file or a Microsoft Excel with the extension XLS or XLSX, because then only you would be able to create multiple sheets in case you decide to save it as an Alteryx database. So multiple sheets in that case is not possible. Okay, click on save. Now it would ask you to specify the name of a sheet. We can just go with sheet 1 and click on OK, right? Now what would happen is, if you just click on this tool, here we have this configuration panel. In this, you need to just check this option, that is take file / table name from field. Then there is this drop down. From this drop down, you have to select the third option, which is change file / table name. Now what would happen is this would allow you to select the column on the basis of which you want to create different sheets, right? So here we can just use the drop down to select the value, and that is a segment. So you can just select the segment. Once you have done all the steps, then you need to use this Control R or run button to just run the workflow. Then you can see that the dialog box would be there showing the time taken, and if you just click on this messages, that is this 3 hamburger menu over here, you will see that these 3 sheets were created: consumer, corporate and the home office sheets, and the number of records that were written into each of these sheets. To cross check, what you can do is go to that particular folder which was present in my desktop, here output Excel, the Excel sheet that has been created, and you can see that there are 3 sheets that are available. the consumer sheet, the corporate sheet, and the home office sheet. Now each of these sheets has the data that is split according to their segments. All the home office data in this sheet, all the corporate data in this sheet, and all the consumer data in this sheet. So this is how the output tool in Alteryx works. The output data tool is used to output the multiple Excel sheets. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.